right, so we're doing our prep, and our pal Kennedy sends the prep out, and in the prep it says, I'm gonna read this. Jared Goff is not a bridge quarterback, in all caps. Jared Goff is not a bridge quarterback. And then it is followed by a quote, I have never viewed him as a bridge option. I am not going to sit here and call Brad Holmes a liar. I'm not. I don't know what's really inside his brain. But Terry, sometimes as a general manager or coach, there are things that you just have to say.
Of course, because you got to build up that player.
Yep.
And Jared Goff, if you say, he is a bridge quarterback, it might affect his performance. It may affect him mentally. In sports, don't go by what people say. Go by what they do. There's just certain things you have to say.
Yep.
Even if you have a deal to send Jared Goff out next week, you got to say, this is our quarterback. This is our guy. I support him. He's not a bridge quarterback.
So are you insinuating, Terry, that if somebody said that to Jared Goff, maybe he would play even more less than, and that would improve the Lions' draft position for 2022? Jared, you're a bridge. You are a bridge with a capital B, a big, giant bridge. Now go out there and suck so the Lions can get a higher draft choice.
Or he could hear that, and there's a possibility he might play better and say, what?
Jared, you're the best.
I don't want to be a damn bridge.
I don't know why anybody gave up on you.
10 years. But once again, you got to build up players. I've been in situations where a player or a coach told me something about the team, and I reported it. And that same player or coach would say, I don't know where Terry Foster got that information. That's not true. Just certain shit you just can't say. Yeah. It's like with Art. We can't say Art is a bridge. He's our guy. We hope he's here for the next 50 years.
Oh, my gosh. Could you
imagine? We love him.
Could you?
We can't say it.
Art lives in this perpetual state of horror anyway. Could you imagine if we started calling Art Mackinac? He's just...
No. He don't even deserve that. He be ambassador.
Yeah. Rouge Bridge.
Hey, guys, I'm here. I don't know if I'm here.
Art would be in that perpetual state of fear. Why do you guys call me a bridge? Why do you keep calling me? Art, we're messing with you.
You know what?
No, man, it's got to mean something.
That narrative, what's the worst thing that could happen? I get fired? I've been fired plenty of times.
I love that mentality. That's the same.
It's a new mentality.
No, that's the same way I am. Oh, rats.
This brother's not even a bridge, man. He could be the overpass.
The flooded overpass.
Look, I'm going to say it again. Do I expect Jared Goff to be the quarterback of this team when the Lions are good in a couple of years? I don't. I don't. But with that being said, I don't know what's in Brad Holmes' heart and mind. He could be 100% sincere in this. But to Terry's point, he has to say that. He for the none of these guys, and you've heard Joik say this many times, and Terry, you've been in enough locker rooms, none of these guys give a crap about draft position. None of these guys give a crap about quote-unquote rebuilding. They are sitting here right now on June 28th, and they are saying to themselves, we are going to win. I like this culture. I like this team. We're, trademark Steve Mariucci, building something special here. None of those guys are thinking that way right now.
No, and that's in the coaching staff, whenever they go in and talk to these players after they get the game plans and everything together, they're saying, we're going out there to win.
Absolutely.
And they know, they're probably not going to win in Green Bay, but they'll never say it. They'll never say it to a player, and they don't want anyone to believe they can't win. That's a sports mentality.
Can't do it. That's exactly it. So I don't, hey, listen, and it's funny, a lot of people say, I don't care who the quarterback is as long as they're winning. Look, if Jared Goff comes out and looks like the Jared Goff of 3 years ago, absolutely. That's one less thing that you have to waste a high draft choice on,
9 wins, baby. 9 wins. Oh, yeah.
That poor kid.
Can't wait to get my Goff jersey.
Woo! Listen, if you get a Goff jersey, that might be the final day here for me.
Listen.
You walk in with a Goff jersey, and that might be my final day.
Speaking of bridges, Goff is our bridge to the Super Bowl. Woo! Get excited!
You know what? I hope you buy that Goff jersey in 2022 because you can get it for half off then. It's like the Stafford jersey. Since he's not a member of the Lions, you can get them for like 99 cents now.
Sean, what's the quote of the show? Hurt people hurt people. Someone's been hurt a lot, Terry.
I'm just telling you, I want to save you money. Don't buy it now because you got to pay full price. Buy it after they're about to cut his ass.
Imagine how great these quarterbacks and players would perform if we had some positivity. Not amongst the coaches, which are already upping them, but the fans, Terry. Get excited.
I've been hearing that shit for 30 years.
Kenny just said, according to Sean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. We aren't winning. No, you're not this year. Don't know what to tell you. You're not.
Maybe in 3 years.
Maybe in 3 years. I like the direction of this team. I'm going to say it again. I like the direction of this team a lot. And to your point, if Jared Goff looks like the Jared Goff of 3 years ago, then that's awesome. It may happen even quicker because there are pieces in place. They need more pieces, but there are pieces in place. So, Kenny, you're 100% right. According to me, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. They're not winning this year. You're right. Because you know what the difference is between my winning and your winning? And I'm not going to speak for you, but to a lot of people out there turn into a Penguin over 9-7 and talk about the greatness of Jim Caldwell. We went 9-7. I'm sorry, that's not winning to me. You know what winning is? Let's mix in a division. Let's win a playoff game. Hold on. Let's win 2 playoff games. That's not winning. 9-7 and losing in the first round of the playoffs is not winning. Sorry.
That's just an above-average team.
I don't have to tell you.
But, they say that because when you look at the history of this team, that's been like one of the highlights.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, they won 11 games under Wayne Fonts, and they won 11 games in Caldwell's first year. And it happens now and then, but not in consecutive years like that.
I can't wait until, and I believe this, I can't wait until these guys get it right. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Let's say 3 years from now. And I would love nothing more than to have an 11-5 season, winning a division. Can you imagine that? And winning a playoff game or two. Because then I can kick the 9-7 crowd in the ass and say, never bring it up again. Come on, it's a gosh damn joke, guys. And the only way that you're ever going to be convinced of that is when the Lions top it. That's it. There's nothing that I can say anymore, so I'm not going to fight that fight. Terry, I think you're on my side here. I'm not going to fight that fight anymore. But know this, when, not if, when that happens with this regime and they get to that 11-5 and mix in a division title and mix in some playoff wins, I'm going to remind you, just think, you guys waddled around with your pants around your ankles like a penguin over 9-7. It's a joke. Nowhere else is this crap happening. I'm sorry, it's a joke.
This is not a real organization. It hasn't been, and the Lions have been a joke. I mean, look. Matthew Stafford, who people bitched about, best quarterback in 60 years for the Lions. 9-7, that's a plateau. That's something you do brag about in this city, but you shouldn't. And then, and I always get in trouble when I say this. Lion fans are a little bit stupid, but they always believe prosperity is the next year away.
Well, and I respect what Kenny's saying. I refuse to give up on the season before it starts. I haven't given up on the season now. I know what this season is. This is a season, ready, we're coming full circle, that is a bridge to when the Lions get good. And these guys are looking ahead. They're playing chess. They are. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic because that's how you build a team.
Another thing, when you've been as pathetic as this organization has been, some seasons are about improvement. Some seasons are about trying to develop players for greatness down the road. That's what the Lions season is. And I know, all right, well, why should I watch? You know why you should watch? You should watch to see if you see that improvement, if you see a coach being competent, if you see a wide receiver developing, if you see Jared Goff developing. That's why you should watch.
Well,
if you're expecting playoff wins and everything, then you shouldn't watch.
And if they go 5-12, you know what? I know a lot of people will say, they'll go, "Oh, great, all this talk and we still won 5 games." I mean, that's just like Patricia, but he even had 1 game more. To Terry's point, you know what I want to see? I want to see far less moments of non-competitive football. There were so many games last year, guys, where if we're being honest, they were absolutely non-competitive. I mean, non-competitive. And that's a type of... So I do think 5-12 is always going to suck, okay? Or 5-11 and then 5-12. It's always going to suck. 5 wins is never going to be good enough. But, Terry, I agree with you. With a franchise being where this franchise is right now, I think there's a big difference between, oh, man, we came up short, and those moments of non-competitiveness that we saw last year.
You have to eliminate. This is a season by November, December. You got to eliminate the bullshit. In December, you should not see a game where, okay, the Lions lost by a touchdown, 12 penalties, 110 yards. You shouldn't see that. You shouldn't see in December 3rd and 17 to get off the field to possibly win a game. Oh, shit, they just gave up 18 yards on a draw play. You should never see that again.
I understand that. What I am seeing, which is shocking, and we have to talk about this after break, some Terry Foster hate comments on YouTube. I didn't think blissful Terry, so we have to talk about that. I'll pop it up during, after the break. But go ahead, Sean. Go ahead and send it to break. We gotta go.
You know what?
Oh,
I
God.
don't care. Let them come. I'm used to hate.
Okay.
But I only get hate when I talk about the stupid Lions because people are not bright enough to know this team is not going to be good next year.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I wish it too. I do.
No, you don't. Because then what would you have to talk about, Baligian? Anyway, this hateful
This dude's
comment.
the Sharks.
This hateful comment we need to address because I don't like blissful Terry hate. And this guy has gone on and on. He says, has Terry ever said anything positive about any Detroit teams? Terry, comment?
Yes, I have. And
No,
in fact,
Terry, no, ever.
in
Never,
fact,
Terry.
I've said positive things about the Detroit Lions
People don't
within
listen.
the last week.
Within the last 30 minutes.
Right.
People don't listen, and
I
that's
didn't hear
okay.
it.
I can't help that people have selective hearing. Now, within, I actually think the Lions will win 6 games next year.
Okay.
But within the fact that I don't think the Lions are going to be a good team next year, I have said this is a good regime. They are a real organization for the first time. That if you wait 3 seasons, they're going to be a good team with a good foundation. I have said that probably 50 times. And guess what? People don't hear that because I have said you're not going to see it next year. Rome wasn't built in a day. The Lions have been historically one of the worst organizations ever. They had Matt Millen, Matt Patricia, and you just don't swing a club in 24 hours and turn all that horse shit around.
If Terry
it
has
takes
said
a while.
that, Art, you've been here. If Terry has said that 50 times, I've probably said it 1,500 times. And Terry, I get the same stuff. Like, I'm hoping that the Lions are like the Cardinals and Dolphins. The Cardinals and Dolphins showed, for all the people that thought, oh, they're going to be screwed forever. They're in such a bad place. Look how quickly they got it turned around. I mean, both those teams just missed the playoffs last year, right? And you know what? You'd like to think that this year will be the proverbial next step. Maybe it won't be, okay? But I want the Lions in 2 years' time to actually be in that. We're dangerous right now. Here it is, the last weekend of the year. We're 9-7. If we win this game, get into the playoffs at 10-7, not only are we 10-7, but we could beat somebody. Because that's the way I look at the Cardinals right now, and that's the way that I look at the Dolphins right now. Now, it doesn't always finish that way, but Terry, you said it better than I can. I love that these guys are playing chess right now. They are thinking 2 steps ahead. They are thinking about not getting to 9-7, pants around the ankles, penguin, but actually going in and doing some business. I love the direction of this team. And I'm going to say this for probably the 1,501 time in my time being here. For the first time in my life, this is a franchise that looked in the mirror and said, we suck. We have to change everything. For the first time in my life. And I'm sorry, that's progress. By Lions standards, now I am comparing the Lions to the Lions. By Lions standards, for the first time in my life, they're not looking in the mirror going, damn, dude, look at Brad Pitt sitting over there. No, they're looking and they're going, we may be worse than Sean Baligian. And